Hey, so the feel of the groove really comes from locking into the grid of the subdivisions or the smallest subdivision of whatever groove you're trying to put on. So your groove is something like that, right? So how I would practice this is literally playing every single groove and then every single chop and working on that rotation here, because that's where it is. It's in the consistency. And when the audience hears those subdivisions, even if they're just implied with like ghosting, it really adds to the feel of this groove. So this is what I mean by that. And I know it sounds super elementary, but hang with me, it does work. And then after you've done that and gotten that into your hand, because really, even when I'm chopping, that is always going on. So once you get that, then you can add the accents. Right? So then let's do that with the chop. Just completely bar off your hands, just lightly on the strings. Right? Now, you won't hear all of that when I'm done with the groove, but that is the type of ghosting that you want to have happen. So the entire time that you're doing your groove, you need this up and down motion to be happening. Even if it's imperceivable to the eye, your hand still needs to feel that. That's what the groove is, and that's what's going to lock you in and lock the audience in to your groove. And then you can go from the groove that you were doing you can start letting a little bit more of those ghosting notes that are in between kind of make an appearance, and maybe even add some chords to that. And that just, the more ghosting, the more syncopation, not syncopation, the more subdivisions that the audience hears, I think the groovier it sounds. I'm gonna have to steal that groove. I really like it. And then the other part that you're talking about, your chop, not quite sounding crunchy. Got to remember that the chop, the sound isn't coming from how hard you hit. It's coming from that little squeak you used to get when you first started playing. So you can really do that even without your fingers on. You get a little bit of resonant sound, but that's the chop you're going for. So if you can master chopping without your fingers, and then all your fingers are doing is keeping those residual vibrations from happening after the chop. So I would start practicing that hi-hat chop on your A and E string, just with a pinky towards the chest motion. So kind of more of a scrape, because that's not really talked about a lot. And that gives you just enough of this horizontal motion that you can get away with it. That's about all the horizontal motion you want. If you add too much horizontal motion, that's when you start getting more of a tone in your playing. So just that. And I know it's hard to see. It looks like I'm just doing a normal bow chop, but really I'm feeling it like this. It's a scrape. So if that makes sense. And that scrape is what eventually turns into the triple chop. right? So if you get used to that scrape being just always there when you want to do your hi-hats or your snare stuff, it'll become a lot easier to work that in later. That was a longer video than I hoped to make, but hopefully it helped you. Let me know if anything was confusing or if I can help you with anything else. That was fun. I like the groove.